And welcome back to Retirement Coffee Talk with Charisse Rivers at Zinnia Wealth. Online, you can find us at zinniawealth.com. All right, something happened this week that has set the financial world on fire. People are running around with their hair on fire after they heard Dave Ramsey say this.
$1 million should create for you an $80,000 income, boys and girls, perpetually, like if forever.
Charisse, I can do the math on that. That's an 8% pull on your money.
Randy, this man has absolutely lost his mind.
Well, we like Dave Ramsey. We many times will
No.
quote him, and all of a sudden, he's gone off the rails.
No, lost his marbles. I am telling you. Wow. You know, here's the deal. There's all these talking heads, Susie Orman, Clark Howard, Edelman, Dave Ramsey. And sometimes their stories do add up and they make sense. Let's say there's 4 parts to a story. One part for sure pans out. Sometimes the second part pans out, but it depends on your age, depends your season of life, and a lot of other things. So I said, listen to some of the talking heads, come in and I'll show you how we build a plan around what they're saying, but don't always believe everything you hear, right? It's like in Google. Don't believe everything you read. I am going to tell you, I'm so glad you brought that up. Randy, I did not hear about that. I clearly have had my head in the sand, busy as can be right now during tax season, but I'm going to tell you that is the worst advice. Though I'm marking this right now, compliance come after me. That would be the most idiotic thing anybody could ever do. And I am so sad that such a big talking head said that. That is insanity.
Well, for years, we've been doing this show 10 years now, and for years we've been saying the 4% rule that's what Wall Street always says. Take 4% of your money. The 4% rule is out of date, okay? He's saying 8%. Now, I mean, you talk about running out of money, that's almost irresponsible to say something like that.
Randy, the very first time that I really experienced somebody running out of money, I was already in the industry. It was a few years after the 2007, 8, and 9 crash. They came in and saw me, and they heard us on radio, and they said, Charisse, can you help us? I'm like, well, tell me your situation. They had like $1.8 million. When they came into me, I think they were only about like 650, maybe 750,000 left over. And they were all in the market in a 60-40 portfolio. What they were doing is they were pulling like 6 to 6.5% out of their portfolios as the market was going down and as it was recovering. And that 1.8 has gone down to nothing. It was a very sad story. This is why the number one fear in retirement is running out of money, because so many people did this. They listened to their stock jock. The stock jock says, yeah, you can take 4%. Yeah, take 6%. And that's it. Goodbye. They make their money every year, 1%. Happy retirement, and yet your accounts are bleeding because of the new risk every retiree has. It's called sequence of returns risk. Nobody's teaching it. Come to my class. I even teach it to you on my second appointment. You have got to understand this, because if I show you the last 20 years, let me take a breath here. Very worked up here.
Get a little worked up, yeah.
I know. If you take 8% a year on $1 million and the market goes down for 20 months and then it takes 5 years to recover and you're pulling 8% out a year, your money will not last very long.
Right.
So, and then if you have it in a bank or safe money, it's definitely not going to last very long, but it actually might last a little longer because it didn't take a big hit in the stock market. So I got to tell you, somebody came into my office 3 weeks ago, and it's crazy that you just brought this up, because they came in through a referral. They were all together and said, oh, you got to go check out Zinnia. They came in. They have about $2.1 million. They had $3 million. Okay. It's a couple. And as I was looking at all their stuff or going through everything, I knew there was a serious problem when they told me how much they were pulling out, but I didn't know how bad it was until their second appointment. And I ran my portfolio X-ray, and then we started building their income plan. What I uncovered is that they were pulling out an average of 7 to 7.5% for the last, how many years? They retired at the end of 2009. They've been pulling out that much over the last 14 years. And it was never an issue, because a dog with a note could have made an average of 8% during that time period. It's nothing but an upward market. And then COVID happened, and then the interest rate market happened. In the last 2 years, the market's been sideways. And all of a sudden they said, why is my 3 million down to 2.1 million? And this is the same story that came into my office, 2011. I couldn't do anything about it. It was too late. They walked into my office because somebody liked what I did for them, gave us the referral. I'm telling you, I saved their retirement plan. I did not tell them I did. All I knew is that when I looked at them in my eyes, I remembered that couple from 2011. And I went, I have just done something quite amazing by history and experience I've seen somebody else go through. And I said, and I did the math for them, and I showed them, if you keep going down this route, it's going to get ugly and you're not going to be able to live on the money that you're used to. So we got to pull back the reins. We got to figure out what we got to do. We got to use other investments that have different guarantees, and we better work fast. And they were like, let's do it. Once I showed them the math, I showed them sequence returns, I showed how it affect their portfolio, showed them their income plan. Then I was able to build out their investment plan. They were just like, here's my driver's license. Let's go. You know what I mean? Because it just makes sense. And it was the first time somebody out of all these years have ever said, you got to make a change or you're going to risk running out of money.
Right.
And it was very gratifying that day. I didn't even expect them to do business with me. I was just happy to share with them that, and I educated them that what could happen. And if they make a change now, they will not have to worry about that.
Well,
so
this is one of the reasons I think 2 weeks ago we did a story on the show, and this is an ongoing problem that people that get into retirement 5 years after they're into retirement, they're finding they have to cut back on their spending. Why is that? Well, it could be a lot of different reasons, but it could be that they're pulling too much off their savings from a percentage rate. The market goes down, and that just snowballs. So this is not unusual, but when you hear things like this, pull 8% of your money off your million, this could get you into trouble. I mean, Dave Ramsey's a guy about low risk, get out of debt, all that kind of thing. And what he just said might put you at much higher risk. So that's not what you're going to hear when you come through the door at Zinnia Wealth. Give us a look on our website. Give us a call. ZinniaWealth.com is our website, ZINNIA Wealth.com. There's a gold box there that says complimentary retirement consultation. And one of the things that many times Charisse will find is we'll do the analysis, do the math on your portfolio, and find you are at very high risk and you don't want to be at this point in your life. We can identify that very, very quickly. Give us a call, 833-368-3680, and we can get that all set up for you. Of course, it is complimentary. That is free.
Thanks for listening to the Retirement Coffee Talk podcast. If you have questions or would like to begin the process of building a tailored retirement plan, call Zinnia Wealth at 803-368-3680 or find us online at ZinniaWealth.com.
Charisse Rivers is an investment advisor representative of Zinnia Wealth Advisory, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Charisse Rivers is licensed in your state, please contact their office. Zinnia Wealth Advisory, LLC is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Any client experiences discussed during this show are unique to that client. They are not meant to imply or suggest you will experience the same results. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Charisse Rivers, NPN Insurance License Number 8718011.